Hello, welcome back to Zenless Zone Zero. So today, I'm not planning on doing anything real specific, just probably whatever event stuff I have that I can do, and maybe some grinding and some talking, because I would very much like to keep making content for this game. It's a really good game. I enjoy it a lot. The art styles are amazing. The combat's fun. The story's good. The new characters are always pretty intriguing and very well designed. Honestly, if they made this into an anime, I would watch it. But, anyways, let's go ahead and get into some stuff instead of just running around in circles. We do need to do this. So, anyways, as it's pretty obvious, I have not done a whole lot of the endgame content. I've been pretty much mostly free to play. So it's probably pretty obvious I'm not, a really big endgame player right now. I I've been thinking about it, and I've spent quite a bit of time playing the game, and I've enjoyed it the entire time. So I think I wouldn't mind spending the time doing some grinding. I am obviously mostly free to play. I have gotten a couple of small things throughout my 6 months or so playing. Usually just the monthly internet subscription thing for the daily poly. But anyways, I would like to get better, and I know there are plenty of videos on YouTube that I could watch that would help with that. But there are a couple of reasons I haven't done that yet. And the first one is a lot of those videos are designed for people that already know all of this stuff and are just looking to kind of, tune their end game. The other reason is, I want to interact with people. I want to communicate and chat with people. I don't want to just watch videos and then, log into the game and keep trying stuff over and over. I want to talk to other people that play the game and that, might have ideas different than just what's in videos online. So if you've got any suggestions, that's something I'm looking into getting into because I haven't done a whole lot with W engines because I've been mostly free. It can be kind of difficult to get both a banner character and their W engine when you're going just off of the poly you get playing the game. But that's something I want to work on, and I definitely want to work on the drive discs and work on stats because I haven't done really anything with stats for the characters. So all my builds are probably ugly as hell, and I'd like to fix that and actually get into doing some of the end game content. I think that would be fun, and I think if there are people who are watching that have tips for me, leave them down in the comments. Think about giving me a sub. I want to continue on this journey and get to where I can actually complete the end game content. Preferably as mostly a free player. But I don't. I'm not rich. I can't spend a bunch of money that I don't have on the game. So I've got to work with what I've got. But I do want to get to a point where I can do the end game content, and I think that can be done as a mostly free player. All right, so let's see. What do we got here, actually? Now, it's suggesting these characters, but I'm going to see what happens if I just pick my own team. Because I have been having quite a bit of fun playing Yisheng Wang. I know she's incredibly broken, but I mean, so is Miyabi when she came out, and she still is incredibly powerful. But yeah, I don't know. I just even then, the end game content when you're not totally don't have your stats totally stacked can still be pretty difficult. So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to, if that makes any sense. And plus, I want to work on character combos and stuff and being more efficient with rotation. So, any suggestions towards that would be greatly appreciated. I obviously am going to read any comment I get. So, oh, let's see if we can get this. Slash, jump up, slash, and boom. Close. I don't know if that's good or not, but that's one that I've kind of been working on. That I remember hearing something about it, and I was just kind of messing around, and that is terrible. That is why it wants me to trigger anomaly. Oh, I don't want to do it the same. I'm going to have to use the other people. This team's too strong. Let's take a look at who they are again. Also, another thing is manual chain attacks. I'm not sure how all of that works, so I'd like some information on that as well. Let's see, who do we got?
Headed for some haunted place, are we?
Yeah, I'll use my own Yuzu.
Let's go! You won't be bored with me around.
I do not
Let's
have
stir up some
Jane
trouble.
or Alice though, so I suppose we'll see how this works. Who is it going to give me? This says me, okay. Alright, we'll try this. I have Yuzu, but no Alice and no Jane, unfortunately. I missed out on the Alice banner. I didn't. That was during a time when my luck was getting pretty terrible, so I missed out on a lot of characters, unfortunately. One of those being Dial-In, unfortunately, which she's a pretty fun character to play, but I'm excited for the next banner. I haven't read up on it a whole lot yet. I haven't decided if I want to be kind of surprised by it or if I want to kind of research it and see if I'm gonna, you know, try and get specific characters or W engines or, you know, whatever else. That's right, I'm supposed to be building up a knob.
Yep. No escape.
You know, that's another thing. I have a vague understanding of a lot of the game mechanics, but some things, I haven't worked with enough or haven't practiced enough that it's not something that's second nature to me. Like disorders and anomalies, and I know how that stuff works, but I don't know necessarily the best way to go about achieving it, if that makes sense. So another thing I'd like is to get better at just being more efficient at how I'm playing. So if anyone has any suggestions for that, leave them in the comments and let me know, and I'll try them out and see about the utilizing them in the next video, because I definitely want to continue making these. And I'd like to do it more than just every banner, because they're fairly spread out. I'd like to do more than just that. So maybe once I get better at the game, I can give myself some challenges, stuff like that. That would be pretty fun to do. So if you're interested in seeing that kind of stuff, let me know. Down in the comments, I'm happy to make more of it. Think about giving me a sub also, because I upload quite regularly. I try and do it every day, but unfortunately, sometimes life gets in the way, and it's, I'll have a day or two in between, but usually it's every day, or at least every other day. And if people want to see this and want to help me out with this, then I'll be happy to play more, do more upload, maybe try some more specific stuff. Like, I have no idea how to play Jane. I played her character demo, but that's about it.
Hit him where it hurts. Captain ready. Clear your mind. No escape.
Like, I'm not because each character kind of has their own sort of special mechanics, and I imagine like Jane has a certain way to play her that's more effective than every other way, and same with every other character. So I'd like to learn to be more effective with that. And also, I really need to work on my character builds, especially for the characters I haven't used or don't use, because I've got all my characters up to level 60, but beyond that, as far as W engines and discs and stuff, they're going to look horrible. Alright, so let's do the Clash 2. Alright, Yisheng Zhao. I'm going to use mine now. Thank you. Because they're mine. And I like them better. Like, I need to learn how to play Zhao also. And So any tips for her? Definitely, definitely something I'm looking forward to getting if people want to help with that. I don't think so, buddy. If I remember correctly, you can use her special as a dodge as long as it isn't charged up to EX level. Oh, you done messed up. Oh, dodging, huh? Yeah, I don't think so.
My blade cuts down evil. My spirit soars in the sky. Frost forces. Split the heavens. Yeshunguang Yunkai Summit, breaking all illusions.
She is really fun to play, though. I really like I guess my style of characters are, the ones that, fast mobile characters. I prefer mobility and speed over, brute power or anything like that. So, so it's obvious that's why I like characters like Miyabi and Fufu and Pulchra and, pretty much anyone that's fast. Yeah, so definitely any tips about any of the characters that I've got or that I'm playing, or characters that would be really good for endgame content that I need to work on building up. Because I haven't really been a part of the community for very long, so I'm not too sure on a lot of this. I don't have really any friends that play this game. I had a couple that used to, but they don't really play it anymore. All right, so we got those done. Grab our loot for that. All right, let's see. I think that's it for these. Yep, for today. But yeah, there's critical node and the all the Shiyu defense stuff. What was it? There's another end game thing added. I can't remember what it was now. But I'm not so great at these. I could definitely use some help with this stuff. So suggestions for that would be great. I need to finish doing this as well. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing right now. Asking for help. So if anyone's got any suggestions or things for character builds,
I'm here. Need a
I
hand?
here's my character. I think it'll be easier just to show the ones I don't have. So
Touch my tail.
no
I only
Ellen,
handle technical matters.
no Grace,
You want a glass of
no
nacho bean with
Burnus,
iron?
no Caesar,
Wanna
no
see the latest car?
Lighter,
Huh?
no
Does
Juyan,
someone
no
here have my
Yanagi,
complete
no
Let me finish,
Chingin, no
please.
Hugo, no Jane,
They're
no
waiting.
Alice,
Thank you.
no Dylan, no Lucia, no
Whatever you
Bonnie.
seek,
So
I will devote myself
I got everyone else
wholeheartedly.
but that leveled up to 60. Whether they have a W engine or not that's specific to them is kind of a toss-up.
Got a new ghost story to
If I was lucky enough to get them, I got them. But if I wasn't, I didn't, unfortunately. So a lot of them I just threw what I had on there at the time. So could definitely use some work in that category. But that's something that's there's no point in having the W engine for a character if you don't have the character really, unless you're going to use it for someone else, which I don't believe happens very often. Um, But yeah, anyways,
Amazing. Take
help,
me along.
please. Please help. Help. Anyways, yeah. So any suggestions for any of the endgame stuff? Character building, stats, discs, W engines. Um, I'm not a whale. I can't really spend money. I've got the poly that I've got and what I can make from the game right now, and that's about it. So, you know, it's going to have to be mostly free suggestions. I am saving up for the next banner, though, so we're going to hopefully have a fair few pulls to eat through when we get to that banner. So I would like to make a video on that as well when that comes, but that won't be for a while. So, yeah, give me a sub. Let me know in the comments down below any tips, tricks, suggestions, any recommendations, anything you want to see, and I will take a look at it. Until next time, take care, be safe, and I will see you later.